It's the closest thing between you and an alien. A blue bloodless creature called Bahart. 9 brains, 8 arms, with regenerative power like the Hera monster in mythology. Capable of disguising the superior, very smart, and know how to use tools. But after hundreds of millions of years of evolution, they still can't have a civilization of their own. We're talking about octopus, the most amazing creature on Earth. Octopus is a soft-footed creature that grows on its head. That's why it's called a cephalopod. They're delicious. That's why I'm so familiar with the faces on your drinking tables. But before you take a bite out of your mouth, and nod for its freshness and freshness, let me tell you some facts. It might make you respect your prey a little more. Octopus has about 500 million nerve cells. It's the equivalent of a dog's brain called a walnut. That sounds like a lot, but you have 86 billion neurons, 172 times the octopus. More than the octopus, it's that they have 9 brains. A central brain, it contains about 180 million nerve cells, and 8 mini brains are essentially the jellies in each tentacles each. The mini brain contains about 40 million neurons. That's more than twice the number of neurons that the average frog has in its entire body. The central disposition to this locality let each octopus's arm. With the main brain, they can move freely, taste food without a command from the brain. Of course, the brain is still in control and can give commands to each arm. When necessary, I don't like it. Don't fuck. The hand is faster than the brain is exaggerated. It's octopus. Hands faster than the brain is normal. But if you think of octopus as brains, you were wrong. In fact, the head is where the stomach is. The brain is in front of the forehead between the eyes below the stomach. It's worse than the esophagus. Food that travels from the mouth to the stomach runs straight through the brain. When an octopus needs to swallow a big piece, the esophagus will stretch to the brain to deliver food to the stomach. When you're caught by a shark, the octopus can discard itself, or many of its tentacles, and swim away with new tentacles of comparable quality. It will grow back in a few months. Octopus is the top intelligent creature under the spine. A giant octopus at the National Marine Life Center, pissed off. It's taken the guards by surprise when it solved a hard 3x3 Rubik's Cube. You can guess 5.24 seconds. Are you kidding, octopus? They're so smart and flexible that they can solve the Rubik's Cube. The video you just saw was an April Fool's Day trick. Even so, octopus is still an intelligent creature. They have extremely flexible tentacles, have the ability to learn and solve puzzles, solve the maze playing with objects, and open the lid from the inside out. It can even go through much smaller holes compared to their bodies. An octopus, 84 centimeters long, weighs more than 2 pounds. It can shrink and go through a hole just 5 centimeters in diameter. You have an amazing good job, but still lose something. Don't talk about it in the movie Chow Kai. Ha ha ha. Why come in here? There's a hole in the corner. That's a rat hole I know I can pinch. Octopus is also one of them. Not many animals know how to use tools. They know how to carry empty coconut shells to be a shelter or a shield in case they're attacked by predators. If you still remember, it was 6 million years ago of our ancestors for the first time using tools, and whether this is a sign that octopus are building their own civilization. I'll talk more about this in the next part of VI. So, one point over another of octopus, it's that they have 3 hearts. And if you're wondering, what do they need that much Tim for? Well, it seems that the answer is many hearts have many lovers. Many hearts have many lovers. Just kidding. It's not like mammals, including humans with red blood, containing hemoglobin iron oil. Octopus's blood is blue, is that the homeonin protein contains Cu. Basically protein, copper oil work very effectively in harsh conditions, and low oxygen is ideal for life in the ocean. Depending on the Your iPhone is capable of recognizing faces. Octopus 2. Does your iPhone know? Do you spray water on the one you hate? Octopus is there. University of Otago in New Zealand. An employee who doesn't know what kind of hostility. That was blacklisted on a tour. Every time this woman walks past the water tank, a mouse shows its attitude by spitting. Sprinkle water on your sister. This shows that octopus seems to have the ability to face ID because all the staff here wear uniforms. Camouflage is a common skill of most of the marine invertebrates. But octopus has taken it to another level. Algal octopus species. He picked up 6 of his tentacles to pretend to be algae and walk backwards on the other 2 tentacles. The tendon octopus walks with 6 arms, curled under the body to look like a coconut rolling along the seabed. Especially these 2 ways of moving all allow octopus to recede faster than if you were to crawl on all 8 legs. More religious, the imitation octopus can also twist its body, rearranging the tentacles to cosplay the hunters of their predators. The hurt person wants to hurt someone else. They can spread their tentacles around to mimic the spines of the lionfish. Hide 6 tentacles, hold 2. The other is parallel to each other to simulate. Sea snakes are not poisonous. And hold the tentacles out the back to mimic the jellyfish. Or keep all 8 tentacles on the same side. And swim with a tube to imitate a deep flounder. But wait, octopuses have only one type of photoreceptor, so they're colorblind and only see the world in gray. Then do it. What the hell are you doing growing on top of your head? You can become a master of disguise. Try to think about it. Why does an intelligent creature take risks? It's a vibrant, colorful mating dance. If both the child and the child are colorblind, their enemies, the fish, are not. And how that they can hide in their surroundings when they don't know what color they're around. That's octopus, with ink and other head-growing animals. There's only one type of photoreceptor. It's used to identify to black and white colors, but that doesn't mean they're colorblind. Vitreous, it's like a prism in our eyes. It focuses light on the retina. It also divides white light into different colors. Human eyes and other mammals has a circular pupil. It gives us sharp vision, with all the colors focused on the same point. The eyes of octopus and their companions are different. Their pupils have a monstrous shape. Sometimes there is a U-shape, W or dumbbell shape. Allows light to pass through the lens from multiple directions and converge on the retina at multiple wavelengths, corresponding to different colors. This is called dispersion. It's also called chromatic aberration. The scientists think that this is how octopus sees color, with only one type of photoreceptor. Depending on the species, octopus, there are thousands to millions of pigment cells, called chromatophore, scattered on the skin. Each cell is a bag, contains hundreds of thousands of nanoparticles of pigment. Around every night is an elastic matrix structure, connected to hundreds of muscle fibers to stretch and change the shape of the dark. Allow the light to enter and reflect the color from the pigment particles. It takes more than a minute to change color. Octopus just needs a blink of an eye, about 0.1 seconds, and it can vibrate up to 177 times an hour. More religious, octopus can also change the texture of the skin, thanks to tiny nodules called papillae. They can stretch and smooth the skin like ocean waves, or shrinkage that makes the skin rough as stone. So octopus is a bloodless creature. Blue heart, 9 brains, 8 arms. with regenerative power, like the mythical Hera monster. It's highly camouflaged, exceptionally smart, and know how to use assistive tools. It doesn't taste good. Octopus are creatures of the earth, closest to someone in the hallway. And you're sure I'm not the only one who thinks that. In a study published in 2018 about the Cambrian Explosion of life, the researchers suggest that octopus may have ridden the asteroid to Earth in the form of freezing. The scientists reasoned that very powerful volcanic eruptions or a VA colliding with an asteroid might have blown the octopus away out of the planet home. The eggs it stored on frozen ice has traveled billions of kilometers in space before landing Earth. This study is very controversial because it revives a theory it seems to have been forgotten about the origin of life. It's called Panspermia. Assume that life in the universe has drifted from one system to another. On the tail of the broom, SAO. These brooms could have landed on Earth. Types VI withdrawal, extraordinary endurance creatures like water bears, or even tons of frozen octopus. 541,530,000,005 is the Cambrian Explosion. A short period in Earth's history that life explodes in numbers and unprecedented diversity. Of the 53 modern faunal and fungal disciplines, 2,530 branches, including octopus forebears. It is thought to have arisen in the space of 11,000.00 of this event. Scientific log hypothesized that maybe fertilized octopus eggs and freeze on a broom, SAO, has fallen into the sea at the beginning of the Cambrian Explosion. Or maybe an alien strain of VI, such as retrovirus. The virus is capable of altering the genome of the host cell that's infecting the squid's water nest and make them evolve quickly into the modern octopus. Although it sounds very stimulating, but this theory has a flaw. On Earth, retroviruses only infect specific hosts. A metro VI retreated from outer space will not evolve to serve the creatures of the Earth. And definitely, it's not specific enough for something like squid or octopus. It means for a type VI to withdraw, such as Re2 VI withdrawal, turning a squid into an octopus. It's got to be from octopus. And of course, that assumption is very unlikely, or you know what. Another proof that put an end to this theory. Octopus genome sequenced in 2015 shows that the genes of the nervous octopus, of this octopus nervous system, the octopus. It only separated from the ink about 135 million 5 years ago. That's long after the Cambrian Explosion ended. Octopus may not have come from out in the hallway, but there's no need to argue about their freaks. They and their leg relatives grow from other ends. They even found an evolutionary hack. For most animals, the first mutation occurs in DNA. It's then transcribed into RNA. The RNA is then translated into a modified protein. Octopus is different. They can modify proteins without having to change the design of DNA. Click not worried. Here, allow them to make cell-level changes to adapt extremely quickly to changes in the environment without having to wait for slow evolution. Traditional. So that you can imagine octopus has about 33,000 genes. Half of them are able to modulate RNA. Humans have about 20,000 genes, and only 10 of them do the same thing. Here's an important question to ask. At SAO, octopus has not yet had a civilization beneath the ocean. If not as big as humans, at least they have to be like ants. The answer lies largely in short life expectancy and the lifestyle for living in their country. About 300 species have been recorded. The lifespan of octopus is only from 6 months to 5 years. Like most other fast-living species, the octopus's ideal of life is reproduction. But to build civilization, peeing is not enough. In males, it's their first and only mating will trigger a process of extreme aging, stronger than the W skill of the Nasus Desert as a fake dog. Its cells are damaged without being repaired or replaced, and the death is scheduled after a few weeks, maximum of a few months. After laying eggs, they can spend all their energy at the end of their lives to protect and aerate their eggs by using continuous fan tentacles. They're quickly exhausted. They usually die soon after the eggs hatch. And when their parents are reunited in the underworld, that's when the octopus's life begins. There's no AI around to show them how to understand the world, how to nest, how to disguise, attack prey, or fight to survive. They live a lonely life, and fortunately, they have a brain that's smart enough to solve all the problems themselves. Clearly the circumstances. But being smart is not enough. The solitary lifestyle of octopus, so that there's no accumulated knowledge. It can be passed on to future generations. Every octopus can have Confucius's mind. But that's meaningless if their children have to plow back everything. From where? Imagine a game like Candy Crush Saga. Without features, building this game must be fun. Humans and primates live in a society, a place where knowledge and experience transferred back through the VI. Octopus live in a society where knowledge circulates and accumulates, and so their civilization. It just stops at the level of me alone. But that's not a good thing. Octopus appeared hundreds of millions of years ago, and if their minds don't reset after each generation, their skills cannot be accumulated from this life to another life. Then whether that people have doors to build our own civilization or not, or the octopus has come ashore and invaded the world millions of years ago. You have 2 hands and octopus has 8. From the Western animal sword duel, shooting throwing stones Lao launch, every game is red. Do you feel sorry? When octopus, they can't build their own civilization. Please comment below. Like the video if you see it. Subscribe to channels and ring the bell to track the content. Animal science from violators. And now, see you later.